On this exciting episode, we finally leave Antioch on a 3-day journey to our next location. We also obviously put in some fire towers on the route. I like a fire tower. And have the normal fun with mobs. Better get the bow out. Could get a bit hairy. And then we finally reach our next destination. You'll find out where after the titles. Picture this, an 11-year-old vanilla Minecraft world. Welcome to Mauvais Adventures in Minecraft. Hi, and welcome to Mauvais Adventures in Minecraft, episode 32, and more importantly, day 1 of the day that we leave Antioch. So, passing the walls and the Bridge of Pompey, obviously Pompey the Great, one of the key figures in the history of Antioch. And if you have a little look to our left hand side, you'll see I've done a little bit more on the boat since you saw in the last episode. Couldn't help it, had to do a little bit more, but it's not complete. Okay, so what have we got for you today? Today's a travelling day, and there's going to be a few of them. We are basically going to be travelling for give or take 3 Minecraft days for the first stop. That is not our final destination. We've got 2 more stops to make after that. I won't tell you too much more about the second stop, but the third and final one on this part of the big journey is going to be when we finally arrive Thebes, one of the older cities on this 11-year-old Minecraft world. You'll also notice, of course, and this is especially pointed out for those that are following us on the multiple languages, one of the new features we've added to the channel. Top left hand corner, it does say day 1, so I'm going to sort of keep you updated. You'll also notice, of course, that I'm going to cut a fair bit of the journey out. We would be here for hours and hours. Actually, that reminds me. For those of us that are sort of old enough to remember Alpha and Beta Minecraft, the days when you hit a lily pad and it broke your boat. Okay, time to make a stop. Let's put in one of our fire towers and possibly a bed. I can see this clay down there, but we're not going to pick that up this time. What do we need then? Let's have a look. Well, we're going to need some concrete. Yeah, of course, some netherite, and we probably better get ourselves some dirt in there as well. And the flint and steel, no, we'll put it there. Okay, then let's build the fire tower. Well, the floor first. Cover over that clay. One, 2, 3. Let's complete the tower and then get her lit up. There we go. Fire tower in. Always like to put in some torches. I think we'd better put down the bed. End of day 1. Okay, day 2. Let's just put up a sign. Okay, we're going to gather up this bed. I know that could possibly cause us an issue a bit further on. So let's take the bed. Now, I am aware that could cause us a problem, obviously, if we die. But hopefully we can... I'm sure there's a bed or two that I've dropped, and I do want to keep one with us. Yes, I know we could have gathered up some wood and just made another bed. I think we might want to put another fire tower up here on this island of the shrooms. You might have noticed in the background there's some rather large mushrooms growing. As I've mentioned before, being that this is an 11-year-old world, things only spawn, or the newer items obviously only spawn in areas that are unexplored. So this then shows that this area hadn't been explored when the shrooms came in. Okay, let's get this fire tower up. Again, I do like to leave the fire towers, one, because it gives you a guide when you're travelling around, and two, because the plan is eventually to give you the opportunity to access this 11-year-old world, and it will give you a nice guide to follow. Okay, back to sea. Yes, we can see there's a few shrooms over there. Look at the red ones. Big forest thick behind. Looking out, and we can see there's obviously pillars that we've placed. Oh, bed. Right. Definitely grab a quick sleep in this. Again, we all know that just sets the spawn just in case. And off we go again. Day 2. As we continue on our quest to find our first stop off, we're going to put in a fire tower here. Pop a sign in. Again, these are sort of twofold. One, so that eventually, when we've completed the circumnavigation of the vast ocean that this spawn is based in, we're going to know where we've been. Okay, back to the discovery one, and we're getting close to night time. I think we're gonna push through the night. Yes, beautiful scenes as the sun sets. At least it's dry. Another fire tower. It's one of our older ones. I think that's from the 2018 expedition. As the rain comes down. So we have been this way before. What's that? Ooh, that is a magnificent mountain. Look at that. Right, we must put a fire tower there. That is definitely got to be a location for a city-state in the future. The challenge is, of course, it's night time. So let's put a torch in first, so at least they don't spawn behind us. Okay, let's take out this. Yeah, it'd help if you have your bow. Let's take out. Where's he gone? Oh, he's there. And he's hit. Down. Okay, no, one more. We'll take him out as well. Luckily, we haven't had the swarm, but again, this is a good location. We've got that nice little bit of deep water. We'll just take these out with the netherite. And pop in the fire tower. That's lit. And now the torches. We're not going to put the bed down. We do need to put up a sign, of course. episode 32. Okay, so back to the Discovery 1. So pushing on through, night 2, obviously for those in non-English that have been AI generated. Thank you for joining us, of course. That graphic says night 2 in English, so at least you know what it means. Oh, that's quite cool over there. Lava falls. Yeah, we are looking for names for locations, always looking for names for locations. I'm very, very happy to take suggestions, obviously from the OG. Thank you for all of those that have commented in the videos while we were in Antioch, and therefore are members of the OG, but also to our newer members. Always good to hear from you, and I always try my best to reply to the comments as quickly as I can. Right, it's getting closer to morning, so that'll be day 3, and I think we will be looking to stop. We've got to be reasonably close to the location I'd found on the map before we started. Okay, right, let's take these out, as I want to leave a fire tower. Yeah, my bow is definitely working, it just seems that my aim isn't at the moment. Got him. That's of course one of the nice bits about being in a boat. You are pretty much sheltered from the mobs. You can pick them off at will with your bow, and then if they do make it to the water with the drop off, they're just going to drop underwater as drowned, which isn't a major problem. Only I could have hit one. Oh, there you go. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. Let's take them out over there. Oh, that was a good shot. Spider 1 and Spider 2. There we go. Can we hit him? Yep, he's gone. I think we're going to need to disembark from the boat shortly, get on shore and sort of get into them. Oh, managed to take out the... managed to hit the skeleton. Can't hit that zombie for love nor money. Alright, skeleton, you're down. And the zombie's down. And let's... there you go. Wonderful. So let's gather up all this loot and the XP. Oh, bit of lightning in the background there. Exciting. Obviously you will have seen in the previous episode where we managed to tame Bertram as a zombie horse. And if you look up in the YouTube shorts, you'll also see one of Bertram's superpowers. That's all we'll say. I'll let you look that up. Right, let's put this fire tower in then. $11 blocks in total it takes. Obviously 12, well 13 including the netherite. But 11 main blocks. Fire up. Just put a sign in. Now we're quite close, or I believe we're quite close to our final destination. I have got a name, so we will be introducing you to the name of a new city-state. This will only be where I stay for the next week or so offline, off camera, so I'll do some building and some bits and pieces, but when you come back to join us... oh, Enderman. Where's he gone? And we do know how tricky the Endermen are, especially if you've seen Day of the Enderman. Now he seems to have disappeared off. Right, let's go back and get the boat. We might as well take these out while we're here. Doesn't hurt to get a bit of extra XP, because I do believe we're very, very close to our area that we're going to be taking over. Last one. Brilliant. As it continues to rain, is that a good omen? Don't know. Does of course save us some Enderman grief, which is always a good thing. Okay, back to Discovery 1 then. Okay, we are close to our final destination for this episode. Now, obviously, Mauvais Adventures in Minecraft, all the city-states are pretty much named after ancient cities, so we're going to keep going along those lines, and we're going to introduce you to what will only be a stopover, but potentially a city we will work on in the future. So we're going to be introducing you to what will become the city-state of Sidon. So for Mauvais Adventures in Minecraft. Until next time. Of course there's more. So we'll just pop in this floor. This is how I always standardly put in my floors, as those that have been following the series will be aware. This is going to be the base for the initial tower here in Sidon. As I said, I'm going about a week to do a little bit of building here before we move on at the start of the next episode. So thank you for joining us from Sidon and from Mauvais Adventures in Minecraft. Yeah, we're going to go dirt and we're going to go sand. Magic words. Until next time.